Welcome to my channel. Today, we're uncovering the hidden secrets of the French 2 francs, 1 franc, and 1/2 franc coins, pieces of history that could be worth far more than you imagine. These coins are not just old currency. They are treasures that carry stories, rarity, and in some cases, surprising value for collectors. Whether you have them stored away, found them in loose change, or inherited them from family, you might be sitting on a hidden fortune. In this video, I'll show you how to spot the rare dates, mint marks, and features that can make these coins extremely valuable. Stay tuned and watch until the very end, because the details I'm about to share could turn an ordinary French coin into a truly valuable discovery you never expected. First up, the most valuable 1981 2 francs coin from France. The 1981 French 2 francs coin is one of those coins that many people overlook, thinking it's just an old piece of change from France. But in reality, this coin can hold far more value than its face suggests. Minted during a historically significant period, the 1981 2 francs coin has become a collectible that combines beauty, history, and potential rarity. Whether you found one in a drawer, inherited it from family, or purchased it without realizing its worth, you might be holding something that collectors are actively searching for. This coin is struck from nickel, giving it a clean, silvery appearance, and it measures 26.5 millimeters in diameter. On the obverse, you'll find the bold number 2, representing its denomination, with the word francs below it. Surrounding the number is a delicate wreath of olive branches, a symbol of peace and unity. The reverse side features the French motto Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, liberty, equality, fraternity, along with the year, 1981, and the word République Française, reminding us of the values and identity of the French nation. This is not just a coin. It's a small piece of national heritage. The year 1981 is especially important in French history. It marked the election of François Mitterrand as president, a political shift that brought new policies and significant changes to the country. Coins minted during historically important years often attract additional collector interest because they serve as tangible reminders of those moments in time. Owning a 1981 French 2 francs coin is like owning a small piece of that historical transition. Now, what makes this coin valuable? The first factor is condition. In numismatics, the better preserved a coin is, the more it's worth. If your 1981 2 francs coin has sharp details, no major scratches, and still has its original mint luster, it will be far more desirable to collectors. Uncirculated coins, those that have never been used in transactions, can command significantly higher prices, especially when they are free from blemishes and discoloration. The second factor is rarity and top condition. While millions of these coins were produced, not many have survived the decades without heavy wear. Circulated examples often have worn edges, faded details, and dull surfaces. Finding a 1981 2 francs coin in pristine condition is becoming increasingly difficult, which is why collectors are willing to pay a premium for well-preserved pieces. Another reason for potential value lies in minting errors. While uncommon, certain 1981 French 2 francs coins may have been struck off-center, double-struck, or produced with die cracks or other anomalies. These errors can make a coin highly sought after, sometimes multiplying its value many times over. If you have one of these coins, it's worth examining it carefully for any unusual features that might set it apart from standard examples. The design of the 2 francs coin also adds to its appeal. The olive branches, combined with the clean and simple numeric design, create a balance of elegance and symbolism that resonates with collectors worldwide. The Paris Mint, Monnaie de Paris, which produced this coin, has a long-standing reputation for producing coins of high quality and artistic merit, making its coins desirable even beyond France's borders. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1981 French 2 francs coin is that it belongs to the final era of the French franc before the euro was introduced in 2002. Many coins from this period were taken out of circulation, melted down, or kept as keepsakes. As time passes, the number of these coins available to collectors decreases, which only strengthens demand. The market for French coins is international. Collectors in Europe, North America, Asia, and other parts of the world actively seek coins, like the 1981 2 francs, for their historical, artistic, and numismatic value. This global demand means that your coin's value is not just determined by the French market, it's influenced by worldwide interest. If you own a 1981 French 2 francs coin, it's important to store it properly to protect its value. Avoid cleaning it, as cleaning can scratch the surface and reduce its desirability among collectors. Instead, place it in a protective holder or capsule to shield it from moisture, dirt, and physical damage. Proper storage is one of the easiest ways to maintain or even increase a coin's value over time. It's also worth noting that coins like the 1981 2 francs are accessible enough for beginner collectors, but still have the potential to appreciate in value, especially in high grades. This makes them a smart addition to both small personal collections and more extensive numismatic portfolios. Their affordability and circulated condition means that they can be an easy entry point for new collectors, while top-grade examples can be exciting finds for advanced collectors. When you think about the value of this coin, remember that it's not just about the metal it's made from. Nickel itself is not precious like gold or silver, but the historical significance, design, and condition of the coin can make it valuable. This is an excellent example of how numismatic value can go far beyond metal content. Some well-preserved 1981 French 2 francs coins have been known to sell for many times their face value. The exact price depends on the coin's grade, demand at the time, and whether there are any rare features or minting errors. As with many collectible coins, prices can fluctuate, but coins tied to important historical years and produced by prestigious mints tend to hold value well over time. In summary, the 1981 French 2 francs coin is more than just an old piece of money. It's a part of France's cultural and political history, a work of art from the Paris Mint, and a collectible that can be surprisingly valuable. Whether you're holding one in circulated condition or have an uncirculated example tucked away, this coin deserves attention. Overlooking it could mean missing out on an opportunity to own, or even profit from, a small but significant piece of history. Next up, the legendary 1971 1 franc coin from France. The 1971 French 1 franc coin is a fascinating and often overlooked piece of French currency that holds more value than many people realize. At first glance, it may seem like just another small coin from decades past, but in reality, this coin can be a hidden treasure for collectors. Minted during a period of economic and cultural importance in France, the 1971 1 franc coin combines history, artistry, and potential rarity, making it a collectible that is worth a closer look. If you have one of these coins, you may be holding something that is more valuable than you think. The coin is made from nickel, giving it a distinct silvery appearance. It measures 24 millimeters in diameter and has a smooth edge, making it comfortable to hold and easy to recognize. On the obverse side, you'll find the profile of Marianne, the national symbol of the French Republic, wearing the Phrygian cap. Marianne represents liberty and democracy, and her depiction on coins is a tradition that goes back many decades. This design is more than just a decoration. It is a statement of France's enduring values and spirit. The reverse side of the 1971 French 1 franc coin features the denomination 1 franc prominently in the center, along with the date 1971 just below it. Surrounding the text is the iconic French motto, Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, which translates to liberty, equality, fraternity. This motto has deep historical significance, having been adopted during the French Revolution and remaining a symbol of national unity ever since. Around the edges, delicate olive branches frame the design, representing peace and harmony. Together, these elements make the coin not just a piece of money, but a miniature work of art. The year 1971 itself adds to the coin's collectible appeal. While it was not a wartime year, it was a period of social and economic transformation in France and across the world. Coins from this era represent a time before the technological boom, before the euro, and before many of today's modern changes. Collectors often seek out coins from the early 1970s because they are now more than 50 years old, placing them firmly into the category of vintage collectibles. The age of the coin alone makes it increasingly rare in good condition. Condition plays a huge role in determining the value of any coin, and the 1971 French 1 franc is no exception. Coins that have been in circulation for decades often show signs of wear, such as scratches, faded details, and loss of mint luster. However, if you find one of these coins that is in exceptional condition, especially if it has never been circulated, it can be worth far more than face value. Collectors will pay a premium for coins with sharp details, clear lettering, and no damage. Minting errors are another factor that can increase a coin's value. Although rare, errors such as off-center strikes, doubled lettering, or die cracks can make a 1971 French 1 franc coin especially desirable. If you have one of these coins, it's worth examining it closely under good lighting to see if there are any unusual features that could make it stand out. The Paris Mint, or Monnaie de Paris, produced this coin with its usual high standards of craftsmanship. The mint has been in continuous operation for more than 1,000 years, giving it a reputation for producing coins of exceptional quality. Coins from Monnaie de Paris are appreciated by collectors not only for their historical significance, but also for their artistry and attention to detail. Another reason the 1971 French 1 franc coin is valuable is that it belongs to the pre-Euro era. France adopted the euro in 2002, which meant the end of the franc as official currency. Millions of old coins were removed from circulation, melted down, or simply lost over time. This has reduced the number of surviving examples, particularly those in top condition. As the years pass, high-grade examples of the 1971 French 1 franc will only become harder to find, pushing their value higher. The appeal of this coin is not limited to collectors in France. Around the world, collectors seek out coins from different countries, especially those with strong historical identities and distinctive designs. The French franc series, with its blend of symbolism and elegance, has international appeal. That means if you have a 1971 French 1 franc coin, you have a collectible that could attract buyers from many countries, increasing its market potential. When handling this coin, it's important to take steps to protect it. Cleaning coins, even gently, can damage their surfaces and reduce their value to collectors. The safest option is to store your 1971 French 1 franc coin in a protective case or coin capsule to shield it from dirt, moisture, and physical damage. Keeping it in the best condition possible is one of the most effective ways to preserve and even enhance its value over time. The 1971 French 1 franc coin is also a great example of how collectible value is not just about the metal a coin is made from. While this coin contains no gold or silver, its value comes from its history, design, condition, and rarity. In fact, many coins made from base metals have sold for prices far above their original face value because of these factors. Collectors of French coins often try to complete sets of specific denominations, such as the entire series of 1 franc coins from a certain period. The 1971 coin fits neatly into such collections, making it a sought-after piece for anyone building a complete timeline of French currency. Its classic design and vintage status make it appealing both as a standalone collectible and as part of a larger set. Some well-preserved examples of the 1971 French 1 franc coin have been known to sell for several times their face value, depending on the market and the coin's condition. As with all collectibles, prices can fluctuate, but coins with historical significance and strong designs tend to hold value well over time. The combination of age, artistry, and limited availability makes this coin a smart one to keep in your collection. If you own a 1971 French 1 franc coin, take a moment to appreciate what it represents. It's a piece of French history, a product of one of the world's oldest mints, and a tangible link to a time that has passed. It might be small in size, but it carries with it decades of history and the potential to be worth far more than its modest face value suggests. This is a coin worth holding on to and worth keeping in the best condition you can. So before you dismiss that old coin as just another piece of change, remember, the 1971 French 1 franc coin can be a valuable collectible. With its combination of historical significance, elegant design, and potential rarity in top condition, It stands out as a piece of currency that deserves attention. If you have one, keep it safe, because in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest treasures can hold the greatest surprises. Now, we'll explore the iconic 1976 half-franc coin from France. The 1976 French 1/2 franc coin is one of those small denomination coins that many people underestimate. But in the world of coin collecting, it has far more significance than its size suggests. This coin may be tiny, but it carries with it a rich history, a classic French design, and the potential to be much more valuable than its original face value. If you have one of these coins in your possession, you might be holding a collectible that is worth keeping, and possibly worth a lot more than you think. The coin is made of nickel, giving it a bright silvery color that has stood the test of time when well cared for. It measures just 19 millimeters in diameter, making it smaller than most other French coins of the era, yet its compact size does not diminish its appeal to collectors. The craftsmanship and symbolism packed into this small piece of currency are impressive, and they are part of the reason why collectors seek it out today. On the obverse, you will find the figure of Marianne, the national personification of the French Republic, wearing the iconic Phrygian cap. Marianne represents liberty, democracy, and the revolutionary spirit of France. Her image is deeply rooted in French history and tradition, and her presence on the coin makes it instantly recognizable as a product of the French Republic. The engraving captures her profile in elegant detail, symbolizing the ideals of freedom and unity. The reverse side of the coin displays the denomination 1/2 franc in clear lettering, with the year 1976 just below it. Encircling the denomination is the famous French motto, Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, meaning liberty, equality, fraternity, words that have been associated with the French Revolution and remain central to the country's identity. Olive branches wrap around the design, symbolizing peace, a value deeply cherished in French history. The year 1976 is an interesting one in the timeline of modern French history. It was a period of economic and cultural shifts, and coins from this era capture a moment before the sweeping technological and political changes of the following decades. For collectors, coins from the mid-1970s are now considered vintage, and as they pass the 45-year mark, their availability in excellent condition decreases, which helps increase their value. Condition plays a critical role in determining the worth of the 1976 French 1/2 franc coin. Because it is a smaller coin, it was often used frequently in everyday transactions, which means most surviving examples show heavy wear. Coins in worn condition may have faded details, scratches, and loss of their original mint luster. However, if you happen to own one in excellent condition, especially uncirculated, meaning it was never used in transactions, it can be worth significantly more to collectors. One factor that can dramatically increase the value of this coin is the presence of minting errors. While rare, such errors can include off-center strikes, doubled letters or numbers, or small die imperfections. These anomalies make a coin unique, and error coins are often considered especially valuable because of their scarcity. If you have a 1976 French 1/2 franc coin, it is worth examining it closely for any signs of unusual features. The coin was produced at Monnaie de Paris, the Paris Mint, which has been striking coins for over 1,000 years. This mint is known worldwide for its high standards of engraving and production, making coins from it desirable even beyond France. The precision and artistry of the 1976 French 1/2 franc coin reflect the mint's long-standing tradition of quality. Another important reason why this coin is valuable is that it belongs to the pre-Euro era. France officially adopted the euro in 2002, which meant that the franc and all denominations like the 1/2 franc were removed from circulation. Many were melted down or lost over time, reducing the number of coins available for collectors today. As the years pass, surviving examples, especially those in top condition, are becoming increasingly hard to find. What makes the 1976 French 1/2 franc coin particularly interesting is its appeal to both domestic and international collectors. In France, it holds nostalgic value as a reminder of everyday life before the euro. Outside of France, collectors are drawn to it for its artistry, historical context, and small size, which makes it an appealing addition to themed collections of world coins. Storing this coin properly is essential if you want to preserve its value. The small size makes it more susceptible to scratches and handling damage, so it is best to store it in a protective holder or coin capsule. Avoid cleaning it, as cleaning can remove the natural patina that collectors often prefer and can lower the coin's value. While the coin contains no precious metals, its collectible value often surpasses its face value due to its design, age, and rarity in high grades. This is an important point for new collectors to understand. Value in numismatics is not always tied to gold or silver content. Historical significance, beauty, and scarcity can make even small, base metal coins highly desirable. Some well-preserved examples of the 1976 French 1/2 franc coin have been known to sell for many times their face value, especially when graded by professional coin grading services and found to be in near-perfect condition. The exact value will vary depending on market demand, the coin's condition, and whether it has any unique characteristics, but its upward trend over time is a good sign for collectors. Whether you've just found this coin in an old collection or you've had it for years without knowing its potential worth, now is the time to take a closer look. It's a piece of French history, a product of fine minting craftsmanship, and a coin that may very well be more valuable than you realize. The 1976 French 1/2 franc coin is proof that sometimes the smallest coins can carry the greatest value, especially when they are preserved and appreciated for their history and rarity. So before you dismiss it as just another old coin, remember that this coin represents the culture, history, and artistry of France in the mid-1970s. It might be small, but its value, both sentimental and monetary, can be surprisingly large. Keeping it safe and well-preserved could mean that one day, it becomes one of the most treasured pieces in your collection. You've now discovered the real value behind the 1981 French 2 francs coin, the 1971 French 1 franc coin, and the 1976 French 1/2 franc coin. These coins are not just small pieces of metal, they are pieces of French history, symbols of national heritage, and collectibles that can be worth far more than their face value. Whether it's their rarity, their design, or their connection to important moments in France's past, each of these coins has the potential to be a hidden treasure. If you have any of them in your collection, keep them safe, protect them from damage, and remember that their value can increase over time. In coin collecting, even the most ordinary-looking coins can turn out to be surprisingly valuable, and these French coins are perfect examples of that.